Hey, what's up, guys? This is Emma Samuel, PhD, with MNose Chem, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about an introduction to atoms and elements and the kind of particles that are built to create one particular element. So today we'll talk about the Bohr model of atomic structure, and there are a couple different models, but the Bohr model you will have to know, and you will run into that one because it's probably the most common one. So there are three different types of particles that make up an atom. They're smaller than the atom, and these three different types of particles are subatomic particles. Now, if you break down that word, sub meaning smaller, atomic meaning referring to the atom, and then particle is just a thing. So there are three different subatomic particles, and I'll talk to you guys today about them. One of the questions that you may be asked during a potential chemistry test is, what charge does this particular subatomic particle have? Or, given the number of the different types of subatomic particles, what's the charge of that atom? So let's get into how to answer that question. Did this lesson confuse you? Did you feel like I was doing most of the talking and you weren't really doing that much understanding? Or do you feel like the lesson that I gave you today, you really need something deeper? On the website MNose Chem, I will be giving you free some chemistry lessons that will allow you to gain some knowledge and understanding. However, it's limited. I can only give you but so much instruction without having ever met you. So if you would like to have some personalized private tutoring, I do private tutoring in the Howard County, Maryland area. I also do Skype tutoring over Skype. And I can also provide some, cheaper priced phone consultations if necessary. So, just go on to my website, www.mnosechem.weebly.com, or you can email me at shani.samuel, which is SHANI .SAMUEL at 13, at gmail.com. And again, this is Dr. Emma Samuel. I will be here for you anytime that you need some chemistry instruction. See you soon. So there are three different kinds of subatomic particles, and I will just give you the names of them here, and I'll tell you my mnemonic for how I will remember which one goes to which charge, and pretty much how I remember. So these are the three different types of subatomic particles. The first, proton. The second, neutron. The third, electron. So there are ways to remember them, but I'll first go into the properties of each of them. So the proton has a positive charge. Proton, P. Aha. The neutron has a neutral charge, 0, so it's not positive, it's not negative, it is neutral. The way that I remember them is that neutron and neut sound the same. So if you kind of guess them out, proton, P, positive, versus neutron, neutrally charged. The last one does not have a fancy, funny mnemonic, and that's why I have some question marks here. And the last is the electron. The electron is negative. It does not follow the same kind of rule. So generally what I would recommend for you, in terms of just remembering these for the first time and without having ever seen them before, remember electron. Remember the one that does not follow the pattern. So proton, P, positive, neutron, neut is neutral. Electron doesn't have one. So this is the best way. I think the best way is to just remember electron, and then all the others you can pretty much, just kind of take from the context clues. So the next thing we will be talking about is the Bohr model of atomic structure, and I'll write it out for you here. So the model that we will be talking about that will describe the atomic structure that we are interested in is called the Bohr model. And I have a representation of what it looks like here. So inside, described within the Bohr model are the three subatomic particles, and they're labeled over here. The red dots right here represent neutrons. The dark black dots, still within the center of the atom, are the protons. So inside of the center of the molecule are neutrons and protons. These two make up the nucleus. So the protons and the neutrons in the center part of the atom make up the nucleus. The nucleus has the most weight out of every other portion of the atom. Almost all of the weight of the atom is located inside of the nucleus. The electrons, which can be seen floating around the nucleus, and as these keep moving faster and faster, it forms a cloud, and it's called the electron cloud. The electron cloud has virtually no mass. So all of the weight of each element is pretty much based off of its protons and its neutrons. Based off of the weight and the atomic number, we can tell specifically what atom and element that we are looking at. Each element has a specific number of protons, neutrons, and electrons. And I'll be able to teach you a little bit later about how we can tell first what element this is, because I just kind of drew this atom, and later on you'll be able to tell me pretty much what's wrong with this atom here. All of the higher level chemistry folks who are just brushing up, don't scream at me. This element is just for teaching purposes. And also you get a little extra credit if you can identify this atom. Hint, there will be a charge on this atom. So anywho, we will be able to calculate what the number of protons, the number of neutrons, and the number of electrons of each specific element on the periodic table. That lesson will show up in another, at a later date, pretty much. But right now, I want you to be able to identify pretty much the following things. Where are the neutrons located within the atomic structure? Where are the protons located? Where are the electrons located? How much weight, if any, do the electrons carry in terms of the weight of the overall molecule? So these are questions that you'll be able to answer, and that you likely will be asked. So in the next lesson, we'll talk about how to calculate the specific number of protons, neutrons, and electrons of each specific element. And there you go. Did this lesson confuse you? Did you feel like I was doing most of the talking and you weren't really doing that much understanding? Or do you feel like the lesson that I gave you today, you really need something deeper? On the website MNosChem, I will be giving you free some chemistry lessons that will allow you to gain some knowledge and understanding. However, it's limited. I can only give you but so much instruction without having ever met you. So if you would like to have some personalized private tutoring, I do private tutoring in the Howard County, Maryland area. I also do Skype tutoring over Skype. And I can also provide some cheaper priced phone consultations if necessary. So, just go on to my website, www.mnoschem.weebly.com, or you can email me at shani.samuel, which is shani.samuel at gmail.com. And again, this is Dr. Emma Samuel. I will be here for you anytime that you need some chemistry instruction. See you soon.